Welcome back to the Blue Door Pub Thunderdome for another Bull with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87 best daily podcast, a show about everything and absolutely nothing at all. Made it to a Friday, yeah. Let freedom ring, hallelujah. 5 days a week. Sitting shotgun is Uncle Nick. Follow him on Twitter at NickSunNape. How's it going?
Going good. Happy Friday.
Now, how comfortable are you talking about your recent real estate transactions?
My recent downfall. I'm fine with it. I won't give names specifically, but yeah, we lost the condo.
Now, even though you lost the condo, have you put up signs around the neighborhood, like stapled to power lines, of please help us find our lost condo? It is missing. Please call 651 blah 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 blah.
I did not. I did not put up signs. I should have put up signs though.
I don't know if people still do that. Is that a thing? Yeah, if you lose your cat or dog or something?
Not in the suburbs. I think that's more of the cities.
Well, I think it's not a thing in the suburbs because something you don't notice is that power lines are all buried. Like, you'll notice that there aren't any telephone poles in the burbs.
I want to think about that living over here, staying out here with you. Yeah, it's... I didn't think about that. Yeah, it must just be a Twin City, like inner city thing. Yeah, because they would be all over.
Yeah, like any place that was built up like before like the 90s, maybe late 90s, has power lines. Everything else buried.
I never thought about that.
Just like us Minnesotans do with our emotions, bury them.
I swear I see stuff on maybe light post every once in a while, but as I said, more inner city type of thing, kind of, we're more residential. I mean, not saying that the suburbs aren't residential, but, we're more farther away from people, I think, compared to, like inner city life.
Yeah, except with the lack of the power lines, like, where are people going to staple all their things now? It doesn't make sense.
Obviously, we have Facebook, the social media, that's kind of the new power lines. It's funny to say that, yeah, it kind of is. I saw someone on my Facebook page posting about they found a lost dog, and within a few hours, the dog was found.
The Korean family neighborhood shows up. I hear you have a lost dog.
Whoa!
What does the dog look like? Well, he has a nose and a waggly tail, and he just looks so tender. I'm allowed to do that. Something I'm also allowed to do is plug Mill City Laser. And since they're in Northeast, I bet you they have power lines there. Yeah. But right in Northeast, just like we said. And, hey, ladies, guys, listen up. If you're a little hairy in certain places, again, nothing wrong with that. That's just how God made you. But shape up, especially if you're tired of shaving. Ladies, the legs, the underarm, the bikini area. Guys, back, chest, everywhere. The sizzle chest. Get rid of it. millcitylaser.com. You can schedule a free online video consultation, and memberships are cheap, just starting at $129 a month. Zero cancellation fees. Latest technology. Cheaper prices than their competition, and they're just awesome. Give Hannah your business. millcitylaser.com. Hit them up. All right, so I have a couple of things to talk about. Muggsy went to the doctor the other day, and so we'll get to that. We also have a game. What's the game called?
Oh, yeah, I created my own game. It's Bill, Will, or Dennis. It's
all right.
To kind of follow the games that you and Allie kind of created and started. I love celebrities, and I love these game shows, and I had a kind of an idea, a game that we could play, kind of inspired by one of our favorite Saturday Night Live sketches. They have very underrated game shows, and one of their funniest ones was their Dermot Mulroney, or it's what the main thing is that these two random white actors, no one can tell them apart. Dylan McDermott or Dermot Mulroney.
Oh, good, they have it on here.
And it's...
Because they do look the same, except Dylan McDermott's probably a little bit more well-known.
Yep.
Oh, wait. This actually isn't the sketch. Son of a...
It might just be a cutaway. You might have to have gone to like SNL.
I hate you, SNL. And Dermot Mulroney is the guy from Twin Peaks?
No, Twin Peaks is Kyle. I think that's Kyle.
Because they all look
Allen.
the same.
They all do look the same. Mine wasn't. Mine was kind of based on looks, but more of just familiarities of the roles. Yep. So.
Oh, this is the guy who like late '90s, early 2000s was always like the douchebag love interest. Dermot Mulroney. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like he was in Runaway Bride.
Yes. He was for sure in my best friend's wedding. He was.
Look at that sizzle chest.
In which he wasn't actually the bad guy. He was the one getting married, and Julia Roberts was like, "This was gonna be my fall guy," but then he was gonna marry frickin' Cameron Diaz.
Yeah. All right, so we're looking at a picture of Dermot Mulroney. Apparently, this is age 48, except he's got some salt and pepper going on in the hair. He's got the six-pack definition, except he's got the farmer's tan going on with the T-shirt. He definitely could use some Mill City Laser on that sizzle chest and also forearms. And also, apparently, he's sweating out of his front. He's sweating out of his front butt. This is a very weird thing to put together because he's got swamp ass in the front, except he's got a six-pack and he looks old. That is all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But, all right, so we'll play that. But doctor check-in. So Muggsy started getting a couple of these red blotches on her ankles and upper legs, in a couple in the diaper area, and then eventually she got one on her lip. So we're like, crap, here we go. Because, she's over 2, but this is the first time that she's actually had, like, a sickness or something. Like, we've been lucky so far, knock on particle board, that we haven't had to go to the ER. She hasn't ingested anything. She hasn't run, like, a 106 fever or whatever. So this is the first thing. And, of course, the wife is understandably a little upset, little what's going on? My baby, oh Lord, my baby. And I knew it was going to be something that's fairly common. I mean, she goes to childcare, and kids share germs like I don't know, witty analogy here. So kids spread disease to each other. It's like basically every childcare place, every babysitting place every daycare is like the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese. Like, I just assumed that going in.
Oh, yeah, no, I completely understand.
Except I think that's good. I think it's good for kids to be exposed to all those germs because then it builds up some immunity, and that's why the whole Purell, constantly washing your hands thing is going out the window, and I'm really happy about that too. So I assumed it was going to be something like that. I was just rooting for, please don't let this be measles, even though apparently measles look completely different. I don't know these things because I vaccinate my kids. In your face, Jay Cutler. Or maybe it was like, did she have bed bugs or something? Who really knows? Except we're pretty clean people. I don't really know how you get bed bugs. But more on her diagnosis later. All right, so I have a couple of things. So checking in at the doctor. You do the thing where all right, so first off, when you're waiting in line behind someone and they have these the partitions that said, please wait here for the next available doctor appointment person. Except it's 4 feet back from the counter, and the nurse is usually sitting, well, not nurse, but check-in appointment person, front desk lady, is usually sitting about 2 feet back because, they got the counter so you can have room so you can sign forms and stuff. And then there's about a foot between that and her computer, and then she's about a foot and a half back from that. So you're good 4 feet away from this lady. So the distance is important because of volume. And all those places, the check-in areas have vaulted ceilings and stuff, so sound doesn't really travel well. So she's not quite yelling, but her voice is going to be amplified, right? And she's going to be checking in 120 patients today. And she has no patience, literally, for just going through all your stuff. And she'll talk about your symptoms, even though the nurse will talk about your symptoms, the doctor will talk about your symptoms, but she'll be sitting there like, I can imagine, like, possibly in my younger days, if I had not been so careful, I'd be like, yes, sir, Do you have any other symptoms besides the constant itching and then the small little animals running around your pubic hair? Do you have anything else going on? Does it burn when you pee? Is that what is happening? And then, of course, she's got the elevated voice, and then 4 feet behind me might be Kate Upton. And then there goes my chance with Kate Upton.
Yes, Kate Upton would definitely come to Minnesota to do some medical stuff.
Kate Upton would come to a run-of-the-mill clinic in Minnesota to get checked. And if I was younger and single, it blew my chance because the nurse Blabbermouth completely rattled off all my symptoms with my little pubic hair friends. Sir, have you thought about trimming back the pubic hair? Yeah. So I'm already perturbed with that. And this thing happened. So the wife, we'd always been taking her, either the wife would take Muggsy to her check-ins or, we go together. But it was always, her doing the talking, check-in, and et cetera. So they had her on file as guardian. They didn't have me. So they put me in the system, and the questions kind of bug me. Like, this is a good standard of where we are in society. So the first question is, are you the father? Why wouldn't I be? And then the next one, do you have the same last name as the mother of your child or your child? And I'm like, yeah. And then, do you live at the same address as the mother of your child and your child? Yes. And I understand. You don't want to assume nowadays, because if you guess wrong and the dad's name is Smith while the daughter's name is Johnson, you kind of look like an ass. Or if daddy lives in Rosemount and mommy and the kid live in Apple Valley, sure, that's on you too. But it's kind of sad that we're at that place where it's almost more commonplace that the father of the kid doesn't have the same last name as the kid sometimes, or the wife, and doesn't live at the same residence. Yeah, I hate that that's the default now.
See, I didn't see why it bothered me at first, but no, that's totally why. Yeah. That's I guess those are questions to ask. I guess something I guess I never really thought of. I like to think that maybe let's worry about diagnosing the kid first, and then worry about worry all about the paperwork and whatnot later, I say.
Well, the fact that there are even questions, and then the way that she was phrasing them says that that's the new normal. That's the standard now.
So there was a tone.
Well, no, it's like are you the father? Do you have the same last name? Yeah.
Are you the father?
Yeah. Or if you're watching the NFL draft or the NBA draft or anything like that, and they show the kid, Xavier Johnson, and then his mom, Sheila Smith, and it's like these kids, maybe it's just cognitive dissonance, but like these kids don't have the same last name as their mom, which speaks to the acceptance of the broken home in our society, and it just doesn't produce good humans. It really doesn't. And I know it's new age stuff is like single moms can do anything. Single dads can do anything. It helps to have two.
I don't know. I kind of thought maybe it's a safety issue of like what if you were incapacitated and you had to call good old Uncle Nick, coming from work, and had to take her to the doctor or something, and like maybe they'd wonder who I am or something before calling the cops. They'll probably call the cops.
I would prefer they call the cops.
Thank you.
And then, all right, so keep going on this process, past the societal issues about the broken home. The shoes, every time you go to the doctor, they weigh you and then they measure your height. Except they always ask you to take off your shoes before you go on the scale and before they take your height. Mm-hmm. Here's my thing. Why don't we just get a good guesstimate of how much the shoes are going to weigh? Because they don't ask you to take off your shirt. They don't ask you to how much coffee or water you drank that day, because your weight is greatly going to fluctuate whether it's early in the morning or if it's late in the afternoon. Maybe you went to Fogo de Chao for lunch. No, they don't take that into account. But hey, let's take care of the shoes. Let's take care of the 1.25 pound things that we could easily back out 1.25 pounds. depending on if you're an adult male, adult female, a kid, whatever. But let's just have these people who are probably sick, probably while you're going to the doctor, take off your shoes, and of course you're just putting your bare feet on that carpet that they laid down when they built the clinic, and that carpet's going to stay there for 30 years. They probably don't shampoo that thing ever. So you're walking around where all the sick people walk in their bare feet, and then you're stepping on the scale where all the sick people put their feet on the stainless steel thing. And why? What's the point? Why do you even care about my weight? My weight shifts throughout the day. I could weigh in at 204 in the morning, and then by the end of the night, especially if we have barbecue, I could weigh in at honestly like 217. So how important is my weight to you at this specific point in time?
That's very interesting to yeah, that's a good question. I don't know why.
And heights, first off, why do you? I understand you're worried about kids' heights. Make sure that they're growing in their percentile and there's no issues there. But as a grown man or a grown woman, why do you even care about my height? That's my prerogative. You get to make up your own height at the DMV and weight.
I totally do.
Yeah,
I lie about both.
Yeah. So I don't get that. I understand, we're completely all about getting people healthy, but hey, let's just be. And I understand this contradicts my whole expose us to germ things, but I don't need athlete's foot from the Dravoni coming in who had a nail in his leg from his workplace accident.
They maybe still.
Yeah. Ooh, next time I go for a physical, it'll be
Index.
like, sir, can we get your height and weight? None of your goddamn business. 5'7".
I just show him my ID, it says it right there.
I mean, it should be, because who really cares? So Muggsy saw the doctor, and our doctor's awesome. Love her. And except the big reveal of so Muggsy gets checked out, doctor, takes a look at her, does the thing where she looks in the mouth with the light and the whole thing, and then she looks up, and it was like a half sigh, and then is like, Margaret has foot, hand, and mouth disease. And for about 3 seconds, I was like, oh, holy crap, this is a big deal. But then I remembered I'd looked up hand, foot, and mouth disease, and it is super common, except it's so common that I think they have to take out the disease part, because disease has certain connotation. Disease usually means lifelong affliction. You're going to need a cocktail of meds to continue to inhabit this rock marble and just keep on keeping on. No, call it a virus. And it has been called virus online. But your daughter, your baby girl, has foot, hand, and mouth disease. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, yeah, it's super common, and we've had a lot of cases of it, and it's really easy to clear up. You don't even need any prescriptions. Honestly, just go get some children's Tylenol and some hydrocortisone cream, and you're good.
Is that really as easy a fix?
That's it. That is it.
Foot and mouth.
So the big reveal of the foot, mouth, and hand disease, whatever, I don't really care. But it's why even call it a disease?
Oh. I wonder if a lot of people are. I wonder if a lot of people have been having it lately, though.
Well, she said that's pretty common. A lot of kids have been having it lately.
In summer, maybe.
Summer, yeah, and also a lot of daycare kids and whatnot.
Is there a list of cause? I know. I actually know absolutely nothing of foot and mouth disease.
I assume it's just being around other kids. I mean, it's probably like a tenth of the chicken pox in terms of seriousness. But still, I mean, saying your kid has a disease and then you kind of tune everything out.
It makes me think of the Mitch Hedberg thing, sketch about when you're an alcoholic, it's fine to be called an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It's like a disease. But it's like, hey, I have lupus. Lupus and no.
Who's that guy at the door?
I have no idea. He just showed up. I saw him slowly walk up. I'm like, who?
Oh. Oh, well. Anyways, let's play the game. I don't have an intro since this is brand new. So why don't you walk me through how this is actually going to work?
Okay, hopefully I set everything up right. Special thanks to Allie for helping me do this whole Google Docs thing.
Yeah.
For sending it to you. Kind of following the same format, because I love these celebrity games that we play, but this time I'm the host.
Oh, okay.
I'm the host. I'm testing you, because obviously I helped create the game.
Yeah.
As we were saying earlier, this kind of goes with one of my favorite sketches from SNL like 5 years ago, the Dylan McDermott or Dermot Mulroney. And you guys at home can play along as well. Today's we have, I was going to just do 2, but Allie convinced me to do 3 actors. So today's 3 actors are Bill Paxton, Will Patton, and Dennis Quaid.
Oh.
So 3, very commonly, old, middle, older-aged actors, older than us, obviously. Had a big time, in the 90s, 2000s. You probably know their names, but do you remember their roles and what movies they're in? So the test is going to be, I'm going to list a movie and their character role, and I want Andy to guess if it's going to be Bill Paxton, Will Patton, or Dennis Quaid.
I know all of these.
So, and I tried making it easy, because a lot of these, we could name total, C movies, but I tried doing, the most popular ones. So, I don't know. You guys can all play along. There's 15 choices. We can start with number 1. Number 1, the movie is Armageddon. The character is Charles Chick Chappell. I believe he was the gambler of the movie, one of Bruce Willis's, lackeys. So is it Bill Paxton, Will Patton, or Dennis Quaid?
This was pretty easy, since Armageddon is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's Will Patton, and I always love the scene. Maybe get a little verklempt of, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be around here. It confuses them. The judge said so. You got something pretty big coming up. Maybe somebody will be proud of me. And then he leaves, the toy space shuttle. And it's like, Mommy, there goes that salesman. That's not a salesman. That's your daddy. All right, so Will Patton.
Okay. You can manually type in Will Patton or not. I don't care. The answer is Will Patton.
Yay. Oh. There we go. Correct. All right, so I got 1.
Okay, Andy's 1 for 15. Number 2, Apollo 13, playing Fred Hayes. I believe he was one of the astronauts stuck in the space shuttle. Apollo 13, I think, came out in 95, 96. Starring Tom Hanks. Is it Bill Paxton, Will Patton, or Dennis Quaid?
Bill Paxton. He's the one who throws up on Apollo 13. He's like, "Are you okay, Fred? I just had a little too much breakfast." Yeah. So R.I.P. Bill Paxton.
All right, and the answer is, I don't remember. Bill Paxton, yay!
You not remember that's Bill Paxton?
I don't know.
All right.
I can say I did it a while ago. Number 3 on Bill Paxton, Will Patton, or Dennis Quaid. The movie is Twister, and the character was Bill Harding. Bill Harding, he was the male companion to Heather Hunt. And they chased tornadoes around. Bill Paxton,
Wait,
Will
just
Patton.
call her Heather Hunt?
Helen Hunt.
Oh, I think you said Heather Hunt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Helen Hunt.
Oh, it's Bill Paxton.
Is it Bill Paxton?
Yeah.
All right, final answer.
Yep.
And I believe that's correct.
Yeah, get some.
Yay, hooray.
Yeah.
All right. Damn, you're going through these pretty quick. All right, I should make these harder. All right, number 4. The movie is Gone in 60 Seconds. He played Atlee Jackson, a former friend of Nicolas Cage's lead guy. I forgot what Nicolas Cage's lead guy was. But this was the buddy who was working with the bad guy but decided to help Nicolas Cage and Nicolas Cage's brother when they had the whole incident.
I've actually never seen this movie.
Okay.
But
Bill Paxton, Will Patton, or Dennis Quaid?
I don't think it was Bill Paxton. I don't think it was Dennis Quaid. So I guess by default I have to say Will Patton.
Is it Will Patton? Yes,
Yeah.
Will Patton. Nice job. I think that's the role I'll always remember from was Gone 60 Seconds.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty entertaining movie. All right, number 5. Remember the Titans. One of your favorite movies. He played Coach Bill Yost. I actually haven't seen this, so I'm assuming he was a good coach, a nice coach. With that Denzel Washington movie?
I don't want them to gain another yard. Hold on. Oh, no, we'll look it up later. But we were talking about this last night after the football machine. Like, Denzel Washington, he took me out of the movie when he was sitting at the lunch table when they were at training camp, and he was eating a grape with a spoon. Yeah, like he had a spoon, and he just had a grape on it. Like, I understand the actors don't eat between takes, or it's tough to do takes, so that it's really rare to see a movie scene or a TV scene where they're chowing down. But a grape on a spoon, no one eats a grape with a spoon.
I don't know anyone who's ever done that.
Oh, it's Will Patton.
Yes.
This is incorrect. Yeah, it's definitely Will Patton. 100%.
Oh, I wrote it wrong. Okay.
It's okay.
I had to change. I had to change a few wrong. So I had Bill Paxton win, but yeah, you had as well.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, all right. Number 6, Any Given Sunday. Jack Rooney. I think he was a college. I think he was a football player. Quarterback.
He's the quarterback of the Miami Sharks.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Not that I've seen the movie. Jack Rooney is played by Dennis Quaid.
All right.
Hey,
Dennis Quaid.
Also married in that movie to Holly Hunter. Yeah.
Oh, she was big in the 90s.
I was trying to remember. There's a difference between Holly Hunt and Holly Hunter.
I'm not familiar with Holly Hunt. I know Holly Hunter.
I think Holly Hunter is the better looking one.
Holly Hunt?
Yeah. All right. What's next?
Okay. Number 7, The Punisher. 90s Punisher. No remake of Netflix right now.
This is a great movie.
Quentin Glass. He played the concierge to the bad guy John Travolta.
What was that word?
Concierge.
Yeah.
Concierge.
He worked at John Travolta's hotel.
Something like that, yeah. Whatever.
No, Quentin Glass was the consigliere of crime boss John Travolta. This is a great movie. Love Thomas Jane in it. Rebecca Romaine Stamos looking fine. Ben Foster as well. Quentin Glass was super gay, and
no one knew it.
The key to The Punisher is that he got John Travolta murder his best friend and his wife. It's an amazing turn of events. All right, so Quentin Glass was Will Patton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yay, hooray.
Yeah.
Nice job. You're perfect so far. All right, number 8, Tombstone. Early 90s. This actor played Morgan Earp, who was one of the Earp brothers, I believe. I forgot if this is the one that got sick.
Yeah, Tombstone was good. He didn't get sick. Bill Paxton got shot. I think it was the other one who got... Well, Doc Holliday was a lunger, and then the older one got shot, but he survived, and that was Sam Elliott, and they just kind of rode off to the pasture. That was a good movie. Morgan Earp was played by Bill Paxton.
Yeah, you call it Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton is correct.
Yay.
8 for 8 so far.
Yep.
Number 9, The Parent Trap. So, great 90s movie. We're not talking about the first one back in the 60s or 70s. We're talking about the Lindsay Lohan one. He plays Nick Parker, the dad of the girls. So, which one? Bill Paxton, Will Patton, or Dennis Quaid?
That's Quaid.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Correct.
Hey.
That was the only one I did not remember. This one. Okay, number 10, Titanic. The character of Brock Lovett. He's kind of in the movie that he's the whole reason the movie's kind of going. He was the guy who was trying to find that jewel in the beginning and invites the old lady to tell the story of Jack and Kate on the frickin' boat. So,
the documentary filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bill Paxton.
Correct.
Hey.
Nice. All right, only 5 more left. Number 11, The Mothman Prophecies. Of random horror movies that I kind of remembered. I was kind of digging through a bunch of these actors. Once I was really mind-blown of who this was in a movie I haven't seen. But this actor played Gordon Smallwood, someone who was affected by the whole Mothman storyline. Played kind of the crazy one. So was it Bill Paxton, Will Patton, or Dennis Quaid?
Mothman Prophecies was a pretty good movie. I think it was set in West Virginia. Led up to like a bridge collapse. I think Richard Gere is the main actor in it. So I don't think Dennis Quaid plays second bananas anymore. And I think Bill Paxton maybe was too big, too. I'll say Will Patton.
Final answer?
Yep.
Correct. Will Patton. Yep. All right. Number 12, Mighty Joe Young. One of my favorite movies growing up. This person played Professor Gregory O'Hara, who offered to help a very young up-and-comer, Charlize Theron, who had control of that Mighty Joe Young, that giant gorilla that was on the size of a freaking house.
Yep.
So, I loved Charlize Theron. But, this guy was in it too. So, who played Professor Gregory O'Hara in Mighty Joe Young?
I have no idea what this movie is. Don't think it's Will Patton. I don't think... I doubt that it's Paxton. So, I'm going to say Dennis Quaid.
It is Bill Paxton.
No!
Finally got you. Finally stumped you on one.
This day sucks.
You got one wrong. Holy crap. I think I barely beat you in 2 games.
It's okay.
All right. A couple more left. Number 13, The Postman. The Postman. This, I think, a Kevin Costner movie from, I think, the late 90s.
Yeah.
This guy played a General Bethlehem, the evil guy who likes to keep the post-apocalyptic world post-apocalyptic, I guess.
Well, no, he's not evil. He's just an opportunist. Like he, I think in the story, like he was a middle manager of like some accounting firm, and now he's the general of some coalition army. And the postman, because Kevin Costner is full of crap because he pretended to be delivering mail from the new formed United States government, which coincidentally was supposed to be set inside the Metrodome.
I did not know that.
Yeah, reference in the movie. But General Bethlehem was played by Will Patton.
Yep.
Yay. Eventually. Yay.
Yay.
Hey.
I have not seen it. It looks good, though.
No, you don't need to see it.
You don't need to see it?
Yeah.
All right, number 14, 2 more left. The Rookie with Jim Morris, a story of, I was going to say a young man, but technically an old man who tries to get a career in the Major League Baseball as a pitcher, which is a true story, and that was actually a really interesting read. Spoiler alert, he had a little success. Who was it? Bill Paxton, Will Patton, or Dennis Quaid?
Dennis Quaid.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Correct.
Hey.
Quaid. All right, last but not least, number 15 on Bill Paxton, Will Patton, or Dennis Quaid. Frequency. The movie Frequency came out in, I think, early 2000s. The character was Frank Sullivan. He played the father who was a fireman who was killed, but then not killed and saved by his son through a time-traveling radio thing that went through, and he was able to communicate with each other in the past and alter history. A ton of crazy shit. But a movie I actually really liked.
They tried to make this into a TV show on the CW, except it didn't work out. Shocker.
I can't.
Shocker. This is Dennis Quaid.
Final answer?
Yeah.
All right. Correct.
Hey.
All right. Got 14 out of 15 on Bill Paxton, Will Patton, or Dennis Quaid.
Not bad. Not bad.
Did you like the show? Did you like the game? Was it all right? Were you entertained a little bit?
It was a good game.
Any thoughts? Or
go a little deeper cut next time.
Deeper cut? All right.
I like a good old challenge. And
okay.
Props to Sally for helping me clean that up.
Yes. She's
the game master.
Yes, she helped me out a lot on trying to come up with this game idea. So really happy. We should find that SNL skit though, because it is hilarious.
All right. Well, you look that up. I'm gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Bull with Andy Carlson on a Friday. Andy Carlson here, Purple for the Win podcast, letting you know that we'll be here all off-season long talking the Vikings angle on everything. Combine, pro days, free agency, the draft, OTAs, training camp in 2017. Baby. Get the show on 1500 ESPN, Podcast One, and the Podcast One app. Come back into the Blue Door Pub Studios, and you know what's going on. The Mount Vesuvius. It's one of Nick's favorites. Actually, do you hate that?
It looks a little too hot for me. I'm more of the Cajun I can do.
The mount. Oh, no, you can't go down here. Oh, you go down here. That's all. All right, so the Mount Vesuvius. Here's what it is: stuffed, as all Bluesies are, with the cheese. Except this is ghost pepper cheese, and top with a fried avocado, thick cut bacon, which is also coated in a spicy dry rub, and the creamy cilantro lime sauce. You'll need that to cut a little bit of the heat. It is fantastic. It's one of the signature Bluesies at Blue Door. Get all 3 locations, thebdp.com. All right, Nick, let's do some news.
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Ain't got time to believe.
you can't handle the truth.
The news with Uncle Nick.
All right, Nick, what's going on in the world today?
All right, breaking news from yesterday. The death of Chester Bennington from one of the lead singers. I'm going to make that clear. One of the lead singers of the rock band Linkin Park, found dead at his home in Los Angeles. He was 41 years old. I believe the death, as of right now, is listed as suicide by hanging.
What's the deal with everyone hanging themselves? I don't think I could go through with a hanging. Because didn't Chris Cornell hang himself?
I think he did too.
Yeah, Aaron Hernandez hanging himself. I understand, like, maybe you don't want to be cutting yourself, and maybe popping pills is a little effed out, but I don't think I could do hanging.
It must be terrible. Obviously, a lot of people are kind of shocked about this. I mean, a young age, 41, but I mean, similarities to Chris Cornell, who died a few months earlier. It's just kind of it's interesting, and I liked Linkin Park a lot. I wasn't the biggest fan, but saw the album Hybrid Theory and Meteoria were big in my high school, going to college days. So, pretty big. I wouldn't say a big influence in my life, but I mean, I definitely, I didn't hate them. I thought they were. They had great songs.
Yeah, put that in the epitaph. Like, Nicholson did not hate Chester Bennington.
I did not, but
cool. Yeah, I like Linkin Park. Had their first couple albums, and it came along at the right time, like end of high school. Basically, end of high school. I don't think I listened too much of them in college, but yeah, enjoyed Meteora, enjoyed Hybrid Theory. I think those are 2 good albums. It's they were some of the better, like, rap metal groups, I feel. Like, way better than Limp Bizkit, better than Korn, etc. Because I feel like there's a little bit more art involved in some of their music.
What I liked about this band is that it has Asian DJ.
Yeah,
and like, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was combining, like, a rap-ish, a rap and like a rock. It was
an Asian
just doing the... Yeah, so I was... Yeah, and they were just in town, I believe, a couple years ago, because my coworker went to see him, I think,
and
at
they're
the State
supposed to be at
Fair.
the X on August 15th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, I think I heard 93X, a local station in town, when they broke the news about it. They were like, well, I was gonna offer tickets, but I have to. Should I? No, I'm kidding. But
I think their DJ is named Mr. Han, which is awesome.
That sounds right, Han, or something.
Yeah. Except, didn't he die in Tokyo Drift?
I don't know if he was in that. That was like the one I have not seen.
And yeah, I think about this is that the artistry that you need to become a musician, like a comedian, actor sometimes, and you see a lot of people taking their own lives or just throwing themselves into drugs, alcohol, etc., where maybe you do just have to be a little messed up to be a really great artist. Because you don't see too many lead singer in a rock group with, like, 2 kids, wife, great marriage, in the suburbs, just living the dream. You don't really see that.
Yeah, and doing some research on Chester, learning a little bit about his life here. He grew up. He was abused as a child. Rough childhood. Parents divorce. His own life. I mean, his career throughout the 2000s, I think, has had. He had a lot of illnesses. Some caused, some not caused by him. But he had drug abuse and alcohol abuse and stuff. There's a lot of Yeah, he had a lot of problems, but I mean, a lot of musicians kind of do. It's just, I don't know. It's heartbreaking. Survived by 6 children.
Holy crap!
He had 6 kids. Yeah,
that's quite a brood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then of course we get the outpouring, like Linkin Park changed my life, tweets, Facebook posts. I even saw someone had Hybrid Theory on vinyl. That's commitment. That is commitment to the bit. I think they only made one vinyl of Hybrid Theory. That was it.
That was the only one. Yeah, as I said, I mean, it's, I'm not devastated. My whole life hasn't stopped. Now that
Nick, you don't feel anything, man. Actually,
I never felt anything.
If a musician, what musician dying would have the most profound effect on you?
Billy Joel.
Oh.
Billy Joel, just because, that's what got me into music.
Yep.
So, everyone's different, But as I said, with Linkin Park, though, there's nothing to forget about because songs like Crawling, In the End, Numb, with some of my favorite songs, they're in my rock playlist on my iPhone. I love singing along with these songs.
Ironically, you would like to be numb when you take it in the end. Yeah.
Well.
I'm actually kind of jealous of people who are really into a musical artist or a band where, it helped them get through a tough time in their life, or they're, really committed. It's I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm dead inside that, there's not really a band or a musical artist that shifts the needle that much for me.
Well, you're a big sports fan, though. Maybe you just didn't go...
No, not even an athlete. I don't even care. I think I'm more nihilist than anything.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
What if something happened to Cody? Good dog.
That's why we got 2. We got the spare. But, anyways, Chester Bennington, 41, way too young, a lot of kids.
I'm watching the video right now. I think he's not that one. As I said,
wait, you even know which one it was? That's Mike Shinoda. Even I know that, and I don't even care.
Whatever. As I said, I can't tell these people. They all look the same.
Wait, hold on. So you got the rap lead singer who is half Asian and looks half Asian, or the super skinny white looking dude. You're telling me which one is named Chester and which one is named Shinoda, and then you think that the Asian looking dude is the Chester.
Whatever. It depends on the lighting.
All right, let's talk about OJ.
All right. Rest in peace, Chester Bennington. All right. Obviously, in other big news I was breaking yesterday was it felt like the trial of the century again. Everyone was eyeing the OJ Simpson parole hearing, and spoiler alert if you're not on social media, he's set to go free. He passes parole, and a lot of controversy coming up to it. There was a lot of news articles on Wednesday saying that he was caught masturbating in this thing, which was hilarious. But OJ Simpson is going to be free as early as October of this year. He's 70 years old. They're freeing a man who committed armed robbery in Las Vegas, and that's the only thing he committed.
Well, I like how the DA in Clark County really expanded that out to include kidnapping, because I think on the tape it says nobody's leaving, and that constituted kidnapping. So they took an armed robbery charge, which probably be like a 5 or 6 year sentence, and then made it 33, just because, you know.
Yeah, and during the parole hearing, I've read some articles about how some of the people, the victims, said that they didn't even pull a gun out on him. So, the armed thing is just great. But, obviously he had a weapon on him, so obviously it's armed, which makes it more dangerous. I just don't see the whole why we're following him right now. It's like everyone, this was such a big thing back in the 90s.
Well, it's super interesting from the you'll watch the 30 for 30 OJ documentary, you watch the FX dramatization, which was hilarious how many times they slipped in Kardashian jokes. And this was the trial. It literally was the trial of the century. You have one of the most famous athletes. I know that younger people see OJ and think him as the double murdering caricature, except OJ, he won the Heisman at USC, was one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the league for a number of years. And then he was the guy pitching Hurts. He was the guy in the Naked Gun movies. He was charismatic and he was handsome, and all of a sudden he's being charged with double murder. And this is before the internet. This is before 24-hour news, and this was the thing in 1994, 1995, which completely absorbed people's lives. I mean, there were people who would sit home all day and watch the local ABC affiliate because they started going wall to wall. They just started showing everything. They canceled all the daytime shows. Like, you couldn't even watch Price is Right.
I do remember that, and that's just and again, this was something that happened over 20 years ago. We're talking about a parole hearing for an armed robbery because he was trying to, I think, get back his stuff or something from Los Angeles. This is a trial that has nothing to do with the murder of Nicole Brown or a certain name here, whatever. This is a...
He has a name, Nick. Ron Golden.
I don't know what that means.
Simpson, case number BA097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole.
Look at this Mr. Magoo looking guy, not the old guy, but the younger guy. That's Kim and Chloe's dad.
Robert Kardashian.
Bob. Thanks, Bob.
And the whole thing with, again, we're talking about the OJ Simpson murders. I mean, there's a lot of freaking money that was tied up with that, and I think they got the civil suit or whatever for Nicole and Rod Goldman was like something in the millions or something.
Well, they didn't collect. They collected like a very small fraction of that. They did get the rights to the book that he wrote, If I Did It.
I never read it.
Well, I don't know.
Do you think he did it?
I think he definitely did it, but also I understand people died here, except this is what we do. This is why Dateline NBC is so popular, in that you can form conspiracy theories, and also it's a little bit of schadenfreude. It's like, oh, I'm glad it was them then and not me. But I kind of like it where it was the son.
Yeah, I like that idea too. I mean,
the son who had like anger issues and had runs with the law before. Mm-hmm. Getting back at a stepmom, maybe, or former stepmom, I guess.
So, obviously, the big question now is where do we go from here? He's going to be released in October. A lot of people are wondering what's he going to do now. Some news articles are talking about he has an NFL pension, which I think, as of right now, through CNN is saying like upwards of over $500,000. I think I saw one website say $600,000 that he can collect. That's not part of the compensation of the Goldman Brown families. It's crazy.
And I suppose he gets Screen Actors Guild cash too because he's in movies.
Yep, that's listed in there as well. I think the CNN article says he's thinking of going back to, instead of staying in Los Angeles, he'll go. Nevada. He's going to go to Florida. He thought about this idea of him being a webcaster, blogger. I mean, obviously, the technology. It sounds like he's been busy in the whole college system. It sounds like to be in better touch with his kids. He's taking computer courses and stuff. So I mean, he can still do a lot. But I mean, 70 years old. I mean, it's not. Definitely not hitting on. You can do plenty of things at 70, but I don't know if you really can or should. Because I thought he had health issues years ago, which is why they tried to get his parole earlier. Because, hey, he might not make it, but hey, he looks fine on the CNN video.
There's in the documentary, there's a couple weird years between the acquittal and when he was charged with the armed robbery of where he wasn't accepted back into his buddy Bel Air Brentwood circle of friends, the golf buddies, gonna get a table at a restaurant. So that's why he moved to Florida, and also to help shield his assets from the civil suit from the Goldmans. And then he had this really weird TV show. I think it was it was Punk'd before there was Punk'd, and also now I gotta find that. Yeah, but what do you remember? Because we were like 9-10 years old when the OJ trial went down. Do you remember anything from it?
No, I just remember that everyone was on. That it was always on the TV though, and obviously, I wasn't a big sports guy. I didn't know anything about sports as a kid, so I didn't know who this guy was. I wasn't even a big fan of the movies he was in, so I really didn't know who this OJ guy was.
You didn't like The Naked Gun?
I never got into it.
Oh.
The only thing I really knew about him was from SNL, and that if you ever watch Saturday Night Live, they've done a couple of documentaries on themselves, and there was a big thing about how Norm Macdonald, who was pretty prevalent in the Weekend Update era in the mid '90s, got himself in trouble because he made a lot of OJ jokes, in which I think there were some higher ups in the SNL league that were good friends with OJ Simpson, and was like trying to say, "Hey, Norm, knock it off," and Norm was like, "Nah, no way." So I mean, the rumor was that's kind of Saturday Night Live was kind of my big thing of introduction of this whole OJ Simpson process.
I'm not a Simpson name bar. I'm not a cartoon. You silly baboon. Like a tycoon.
This is OJ.
Can't you see the only way I live my life is large?
This is OJ Simpson.
With 200 plus yards.
When was this?
This was in that interregnum period between the acquittal and his armed robbery stuff. Because he had a TV show, and then he tried to have a rap career, and it was just so random.
Wow.
And I didn't even know that happened because I was too young to know this stuff, but it was all in the 30 for 30. It's amazing.
I have no words for that.
And he actually has some skills. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's not.
No. He's
Lawyers say they don't want the families of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman in the courtroom during the trial. They're afraid the presence of the family members will just remind OJ of how much more killing he still has to do.
Oh, Norm.
And OJ announced this week that he's coming out with a new book called I Want to Tell You. And if it's successful, OJ will work on yet another book entitled From Football to Prison, My 25 Years of Showering with Other Men. In his book, OJ Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. That's you don't get worse luck than that.
Now one more.
Tomorrow, Judge Lancito will take OJ and the jury on a tour of the now famous crime scene. For the jury, it will be their first look at the actual location. Of course, for OJ, it will be just a case of been there, done that. Judge Lancito was happy with the jurors' field trip to the crime scene last week. It went off without a hitch, said Ito. Not one murder.
That was a great Norm Macdonald joke.
Yeah. This dry humor.
God, I think Seth Meyers had a great one. Let me see if I can find that. It was after the... Nah, it doesn't look like it's on here. But it was after he got found guilty of the armed robbery. It was like, OJ Simpson was convicted of armed robbery today, but really murder. Yeah. And it's going to be weird. I think there still is there's an interest in OJ, where a guy who's like 99.9% guilty of a double murder is just kind of out on the streets now. It'll be interesting. I think he'll get a TV show. Like, I'm sure E! Or TLC or VH1 or some of those trashy networks are just lining up to put a camera in OJ's house and just follow him around.
I hope not. I hope it's not now. If they're going to do it, have it be...
Don't even lie, you would watch it.
No, I would not watch it. No. Not at all. I would watch like an actual interview. Like, I'm sure right away there'll be the Dateline. I like saying Dateline. I don't even know if that even exists anymore. But like the Ted Koppel interview or something.
Like the Catch a Predator. Like they catch OJ on the Catch a Predator. It's like, I'm here.
But God, I mean, he's 70 years old. I mean, I can't imagine he'd be doing this much. And as I said earlier, I thought he had health issues coming up in his life where I thought he should be winding down, more like he just didn't want to die in prison.
Well, would you? Although you would die, you'd be like that first guy from Shawshank. We've been over this.
Yeah, I would be Shawshanked right away.
All right, that's the news. the news with Uncle Nick.
Channel 4 News Team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy. Go yourself, San Diego.
OJ would love to stay in prison, and probably if he had a better mattress. Lisa Sleep. Shipped right to your door. Or prison. I don't think they deliver prison. Whatever. They got 100 nights guaranteed, so you can sleep on it for 100 nights. Get a feel for it. Feel the old girl out and see if you like it. And if it's not your thing, but it's going to be your thing, you can return it within 100 nights. No questions asked. The wife and I, we've had this mattress for a while, and I get way better sleep. The wife says she sleeps much more soundly now, except for when our child has hand, foot, and mouth disease. And it's firm, it breathes, and it's just a fantastic mattress at a great price. And again, how can you go wrong? Being shipped right to your door. Mattress stores are a pain in the ass because if they deliver it, it's an extra $50, $100, and they're like, yeah, we'll be there on Tuesday next month from about 11:17 to 11:23. Just be there. Have someone be there on Tuesday in the middle of the day. No, get out of here. Leesa.com, LEESA.com. And if you use the code Andy, ANDY, you get $75 off your order. And the summer sale is going on right now. So you get an extra $100 off. $175 off any mattress you please. The twin, the foe, the queen, the king, the California king. Hit it up. Leesa.com, LEESA.com. Promo code Andy for that savings. Nick, what you got coming up this weekend? What you got cooking?
I'm going to be online a lot because something we could talk about next week is Comic-Con 2017 is going on right now. So a lot of great movies, television shows. A lot of people are going to give a lot of secrets out right away. So I kind of want to follow that a little bit.
All right. So in your hobble hole with the internet. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Get the show on iTunes, Stitcher, and iHeart. And if you enjoy the show, tell a friend. Add to the Jerome Homie Army, because that's how we grow word of mouth, baby. And thanks, producer Allie Jerome, for making us not sound so stupid today. But for Nick, I'm Andy saying, and Young, sayonara. Bye-bye. Talk to you Monday.
Thanks for listening to Bowl with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87th best daily podcast. Download the show on iTunes. Everyone's middle name is Jerome.